Welcome to a very special episode of Lucas&Moe Versus. In the very expanding world of Lucas&Moe Versus, this is the first episode of Lucas&Moe Versus Black Lightning.
Oh man! Can I get a raw, please? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? For the main event? Damn!
This episode is really special because we're bringing you live audio from the DC in DC 2018 event. I was able to be there to conduct some of these interviews, and this is from the creators of Black Lightning, Milestone Comics, and the creators of the TV show itself. So sit back, relax, and as always,
welcome to the planet.
the first interview I have for you is from the creator of Milestone Comics. His name is Denys Cowan, and so sit down and relax and listen to Denys Cowan talk about the Black Lightning, Milestone Comics, and everything they've been able to do for the industry.
Hi, I'm Michael Shelley. I'm a listening director at DC Comics, and of course you have Denys Cowan and Alice Randall here to talk to you today about Earth M. You guys are a little ahead of me, but I would ask that you announce your name and the outlet you represent when you're asking your questions, and you have about 5 minutes, all right?
Thank you.
You didn't select your name. Just go around. Let's go around. Oh yeah, CJ from Three Black Beats.
Yeah, Samuel from JVS.
And of course Hilton from BlurredCon. Introducing ourselves, the Milestone.
Denys, I'm David Betancourt. We've spoken before. I'm with the Washington Post.
Yes.
Comic rep.
How are you, sir?
Very nice to meet you finally in person.
Right, really? Wow.
Hi, I'm KB with Black Girl Nerds.
Oh, Mo Crosby from First question. Sorry.
So many questions. Like on one table, like all the brothers.
This is strategic, actually. This is very strategic.
All right, when people walk in, y'all right here.
As probably one of the pioneers of the Black nerd movement, how do you feel comics, the movies, the television shows are doing justice to what you were trying to do with Milestone when you brought it out, and all the characters that you brought out? Like, are we living up to your expectations, Godfather of Birdness?
Wow, that's a little heavy. Wow. You're like the Godfather of anything.
O-N, original nerd.
Right? That was good. The O-N. I never thought about in terms of anyone trying to live up to anything that we did. You know, I'm happy and extremely gratified that so much is going on now in terms of multicultural, in terms of Black Panther, Black Lightning, lots of black things. That's all wonderful. So it's not like they were, in terms of living up to what we did or anything, or me looking at it that way. It's more like the more the merrier. And you don't have to live up to what we did. You guys just have to do your thing and do it really well. You know, they'll be with the success of that and those individual voices, not living up to what we did, but being true to what you guys want to do, what they want to do. That's the only way anything's going to rise up. That's the only way the superhero genre will be elevated by having all those different voices. Not necessarily reflecting what we did, but reflecting new things and different things.
Denys, can you feel the excitement that's been, it's almost like an electricity in the air, just that folks like us, the younger generation, the older generation, they know that at some point Milestone's coming back and it's going to come back strong. There's got to be something inside of you in this rebirth of Milestone that's really got you steeped up.
I can be honest with you. And I'm always honest. Like, I've been lying this whole time. Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. How it feels for me is, did you guys see the Black Panther TV ad for the children's?
Oh yeah, that was the first
thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember how you felt when you saw that? It just came on, right?
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, and you were like,
Yeah. What? Like I had a little.
This is when I was a kid.
I had a little cousin that was just like, I want that.
That's how I feel. That feeling, that it's on now. Now it's on. Now I can find it. Now it's really. That's how I feel about what's going to happen with what we're doing, and that kind of like tingle. You're right. It is in the air, but for us specifically, it's really intense because we know what we're planning to do and what's going to come out, and we're very excited about what's happening right now.
I mean, your characters that you guys created and such, they've been in like various mediums and stuff. Obviously, you had a Static Shock TV show, and one of the surprising ones was watching Young Justice and seeing Rocket and Icon and stuff. And I was like, wow, they actually put them in a show. Because I never would have thought that would have happened. It's like the Static is basically kind of like the front person of Milestone. So what was that like actually seeing, particularly with Rocket and Icon and Young Justice?
A surprise. It was a surprise because we didn't know at the time that they were going to do it. And so it wasn't like we planned it and then they put it in there and they did it under our strict guidance and therefore so they would get the racial accuracy right and all that. No. The writer of Young Justice, Greg, I'm blanking on his last name. It'll come back to me. Greg Weisman. Yeah. It's a big Milestone thing. He was at DC Comics when we were first doing it as a DC editor. And he knows me. So he's just a big fan and asked for permission to use them in Young Justice. That's what happened. So he kind of plugged them in and did it. And I didn't find out. I don't know where I was working at the time. I didn't find out until I looked on the TV screen and saw them. I was like, whoa.
And they fleshed out Rocket pretty well in that show. That was another shocking thing too. I was like,
They've done some new great Rocket material that I've had a chance to see.
Yeah. We're bringing them back. Yeah.
I'm not telling you, I'll just say it's really...
We're bringing Icon and Rocket back. It's Reggie Hubbard and Ken Lashley. And it's the same characters, retold origin story, and pumped up stakes for real.
How much illustrating are you going to be able to do? Are you going to be able to focus on interior pages, just doing covers?
Me myself as a creator.
You're really busy right now.
Right around
in terms of Milestone.
Yeah, in terms of Milestone. I'll be doing interior stuff. It's really funny. I haven't even thought about doing covers. Because we have such great artists working with. We have Kyle Baker, we have Bill Sienkiewicz and Ken and all these guys, and Ryan Benjamin and Jim Lee's doing stuff with us. I haven't even thought about doing covers. But now that you mentioned it, I think I should take a couple of it. I should take some of that for myself.
This is the last thing I'll say. I know everybody else will say, but I thought it was perfect that they put you on Mace Windu.
Oh, really?
That just...
Oh, man, thank you so much.
There was an electricity to that, being, here's a black, very cool Star Wars character that despite dying at the end, had some pretty cool...
Or did he?
Or did he? Moments. But I thought that was a great editorial decision.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's cool.
And I want to say on behalf of Denys, I'm writing on this one a little bit, but I'm a professor at Vanderbilt, and I teach African-American children's literature. And one of the things that I think is exciting living in here in Washington is that he's really working in a tradition of W.B. Du Bois, at Brownie's book, this idea of cross-written children's literature and what was trying to impact the future by impacting future citizens and young citizens. And I love what Milestone has done and is doing in that arena.
I mean, was there any trepidations? I know I was kind of one of the people that was excited to see Milestone kind of merge with some of the DC characters, like particularly like Static being with Teen Titans, because I thought that was like the perfect fit. So, I mean, I don't know if you can really answer this, but like with how they kind of handled them going into New 52, what was kind of like your mentality going into it, like with how like Static kind of got straight up canceled and just everything that happened with those characters?
I appreciate the effort that they put in with Static with the New 52. But it demonstrates you have to have the right tone and approach when you do a character like that. In a way, Static for Milestone is kind of like Milestone's Spider-Man, as you will. And you can't do everything with Spider-Man. You know, you think you can, but War Robot Spider-Man doesn't work. Right?
Yeah.
You can't just do whatever, just stick it. So I think that was an important lesson to be learned with the New 52 and Static Shock. We appreciate the art and the effort. But they could have done things that were more true to the character. But, you know, it's not easy doing comics. So I totally get it. You know, I've done 8 issues and 9 issues of things that got canceled right away. And I busted my ass on these things. So, you know, other things I kind of drew because I'm just drawing it and like that, you know, running 30 issues.
For anybody that in the future is going to take Virgil, Static Shock, to like live action, small screen or big screen, what would you tell them about approaching this character?
Read the comics.
Yeah.
Read the comics. Because the thing that works in comic book movies is when it's true to the real source material. That's why all that Marvel stuff works so well. They don't change a whole lot. They may change a person's color here and there. A Valkyrie is now black, but she's still Valkyrie from the comics. She's not some new thing, you know, that you've never seen before. So I would tell them to read the comic books and do that. You know, do the comics, do those Robert Washington, John Paul Leon statics. You know, do the Dwayne McDuffie, JPL, Bertha and Cool static. Do that.
Yeah, I think I asked because specifically I'm doing short films and I'm debating trying to do a mini-series on static. So I'm asking the person to absorb.
Always go to source material. Go to source material. Don't try to invent nothing. Don't go like I'm gonna do it better. Or it would work better if you had a cape. No.
Are you not a cape guy?
They tend to trip you up.
All right, folks, unfortunately, we're going to have to cap it right here.
That's okay.
Sorry, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, thank you so much.
The second interview I have for you in this podcast is from the creators of the TV show itself, the writers Salim Akil and Brock Akil. So sit back and listen to them talk about this very special project that they want everyone to connect to.
All right, someone start. Someone begin.
So when y'all approached Black Lightning, when y'all like I guess came about it, I guess writing wise and such, did y'all first like kind of approach it as just a family kind of show versus just straight?
Hi guys. Good morning. How's it going? My name is Celine. What's your name?
Fumbi from We So
Pleasure to meet
Pleasure
you.
to meet you as well.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you.
Hilton, Blurred Con.
Pleasure to meet you.
David, Washington Post.
Pleasure.
KB, Black Girl there.
Pleasure, yes.
Bill Crosby.
All right.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mara.
I'm Celine. All right.
Black Lightning.
So did y'all approach this as kind of a family show first before a superhero show, based on like what y'all have written before?
Yeah, we started out wanting to tell stories about a family, you know, and the challenges of having wanted to do a family drama, not dismissing the idea that they were going to have powers. But we always start with story first, and then we expand and expound on the story.
We also, it was very important to us in our recent storytelling too, that to put the black man at the center of the story, especially at the time we were developing it. As of recent times, we've been not to dismiss that black women, because we don't have our own issues, but the topic at the time was all about what was happening to black men, especially with police brutality, the gang violence, the shooting. It was affecting them at a higher rate, and yet there was no fictitious character on television responding to that in any way, and that was important to us to get that in there, as well as the black father, you know, and his concern and love for family and for daughters, and the profound profound effect it has on children when the father is around. And so we wanted to show that because we know it's happening.
So creatively, how long did it take for you guys to bring like Black Lightning to fruition? Like, when did you guys actually start conceptualizing this and realize that you wanted to bring it to the forefront?
So it was May 2016. So May 2016 is when we had our initial conversation.
She's good with dates.
Yeah. I go by the kids' birthdays. It's like, okay, what were we doing? It was May 2016 when we literally started our deal at Warner Brothers. It was one of the first conversations we had with them.
Because I wanted Milestone. I wanted all the Milestone comics. I wanted to create that universe. And they were like,
it was like, wait.
Going by the trailer, it has a Milestone.
You know, so and they said, but we have Black Lightning, you know, and I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, I played it cool. I'll check that out. And inside, I was like, fuck yeah. We're going to do this.
I'm like, get excited.
We're going to do this shit.
Give it to the next one.
You know, you got to play it cool first. You know?
Go show your cards.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, yes.
George from BlurredCon. You're taking a character who's over 40 years old.
Yeah.
Who has not had a big screen presence before, introducing him to a new generation of geeks and nerds who are being weaned on the MCU and the DCU. How do you bring someone from that era into contemporary to this new audience that may just be getting introduced for the first time?
You create a character that people can identify with. You create a character that has a certain degree of what people like to call authenticity. Oftentimes we use that word when we're talking about another culture. Really what we're talking about is the nuances of humanity, right? So you create a character that even in the show he's over 40, you create a character that people recognize and can have fun with. So you bring them into it in a way that is also real. So when you see the show, have you guys seen it?
First two episodes.
When you see the show, when you see the show, not only will you recognize the character, you will recognize the world and you will recognize the issues that are within the show. And that's how you bring people in. That's how you introduce it. So at least that's the way I want it.
Is there any excitement from you guys now? I know this is a DC event, but exactly a month from your premiere of Black Lightning, the Black Panther movie
I am
comes
excited.
out. And that's going to be everyone here knows it's going to be a huge worldwide Black event. But at the end of the day, it's a movie, and you can go see it. You wait for it to come out on DVD. But after people see that, there's going to be a demand for more. And here you guys are going to have a Black superhero show for that whole fan base that's now all hyped up to dive back into. Are you excited about the opportunity of the excitement that Black Panther is going to bring to know that people will have a show like Black Lightning, a weekly show to jump into?
Yeah, I think what's beautiful is Ryan is doing his thing, and I'm going to just tell you, that movie's going to be, you guys already know, it's going to be bananas, right? I love what Chael did. I think he did a great job with Luke Cage. I think where we sort of fit in that is that whereas Black Lightning is particularly about an African American father with two girls who are going to eventually have powers. And how do you deal with that? Because the idea of having powers is sometimes just shown in a light where it's all great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Our perspective is that it ain't all amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some consequences to it. So to answer your question more specifically, I think that all of the movies, the TV shows are showing different sides of what it's like, right? And so once Black Panther hits, what we hope is that we can sustain long enough for Black Panther 2 to come out. You know what I mean? And the third season of Luke Cage by the time we come back, so that there's a continuity and a synergy. Exactly. So we're happy, more excited to be in the conversation, and that we're all having a conversation in a different way. What I love about the idea of Black Panther is that it goes to the connection that a lot of African Americans want to have with Africa, right? We lost that part of us, so it's great to be able to see that in the context of a superhero. But even within the framework of that, it being in Africa, Mara, you're always saying this, that's going to be a global, we're all over the place, so this is going to be a global movie, you know what I mean? So that's what's exciting, is that it'll get the message out across the world, and I think that'll open doors for a lot of other people.
Well, I want to build question. No, you go ahead. Oh, I just want to build on the notion of being a superhero is not always amazing, and I think that's where we are. And another reason I think Black Lightning is going to connect to the audience is because we all are heroes, but a lot of us are sitting on the sidelines because we know there's sacrifice in putting your neck out for others. And so I think that conversation and dialogue hopefully resonates with the viewer, like how much skin in the game are you willing to put in there? And I think, and hopefully there's characters who have those same issues and you see them forge ahead. Perhaps we all can figure out how to forge ahead.
Yeah, you mentioned the whole thing with Black fatherhood and stuff.
Yeah.
So do y'all guys think y'all match like Joe West's Black fatherhood moments in Flash with this? I mean, that's kind of like in-house joke for a lot of us in podcasting. Like Joe West be hitting some Black fatherhood moments.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, do y'all feel like y'all show is gonna kind of step it up a notch on that big time?
Right here. Yeah, because also raising Black daughters and the Black students at his school too. Peter, what's up? So I mean, but those connections, you know what I'm saying? Those his fatherhood extends even outside of his home. You know, he has to be, in some ways, he's a father figure. No spoiler alerts here. I mean, no spoilers, but there's a moment in the series too where a single mother is asking him, you know what I'm saying, to help her in situations, and things that, and so when you talk about fatherhood, his fatherhood is not just with Anissa and Jennifer, so it's exciting.
Next year, brother, you're gonna get to ask your question, but you know what I'm about to say, right?
Yeah.
What? Wait.
Oh yeah, the hat. Yeah.
I don't want to sit at a table with your ass next year.
Sorry, did I step on you? I apologize.
Pleasure meeting you guys.
Bye. See you guys at the.
Put the word out, guys. I need you.
We will.
We will definitely will.
I need you.
Thank you for listening to this very special episode of Lucas&Moe versus Black Lightning. Again, the Lucas&Moe world is always expanding, and I just want to thank you guys for listening and continue to support Lucas&Moe. Anyways, you can always catch our podcast on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play Music, wherever podcasts are being casted at. Also YouTube, my YouTube page, Earth2 Comicast, and Lucas's YouTube page, Lucas Draw 4 the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Episode 1 of Lucas&Moe versus Black Lightning will be up shortly after this, so look out for it. Also, we're still going to be doing Lucas&Moe versus the world, so you can catch us here at any time on any one of our other shows. So thank you again for listening. Goodbye, and God bless.
I was told to defend his goal, defend